When it comes to your Xfinity Gateway, you can make a lot of the basic settings changes with the Xfinity app on your phone. If you want to take more control of your home network, however, you'll need to go a level deeper. In this episode from Network from Home, I'm going to show you how to access the Gateway Admin tool, which gives you access to these more advanced settings. The steps I'll be showing you today are on my Xfinity XB8 model gateway. If you have a different model of Xfinity Gateway, honestly, there's nothing to worry about. These steps should be almost exactly the same to access your advanced settings. With that, the first thing you need to do to access the advanced settings of your gateway is to enable and turn on the Gateway Admin tool. You can do this through the Xfinity app, so let's get started there. Before we get started, I should also mention that these steps are assuming that you've already done the initial setup of your Xfinity Gateway. If you haven't done that yet, I've done another video that walks through those steps. I'll include it in the description, so you'll want to do that first before moving on to these steps. Okay, once your gateway is set up and you want to access the advanced settings, the first thing you have to do, go into that Xfinity app. You'll want to log in with your email and your password that's associated with your internet plan with Xfinity, and this will take you to the homepage that I'm looking at now. From here, we want to access our Wi-Fi settings, so we select the Wi-Fi header at the bottom. From here, we want to go View Wi-Fi Equipment. Next, we select Advanced Settings. On this page, it details all the settings you can make with the Xfinity app. So you may not even need to access the advanced settings to make the changes you want to make. For example, you can change the Wi-Fi network name and password with these settings. You can set up port forwarding with these basic settings. Additionally, you can look at the different DNS servers that are being used. You can't make changes to them, but you can at least view what those are. Just these basic settings changes you can make through the app. So you'll want to take a look at these settings before moving on to the advanced settings. Just in case you can make them through the app, it'll save you some time. But we're interested in the advanced settings here, so what we need to do is select Gateway Admin Tool. And from here, we just need to hit the switch and enable the Admin Access Tool. Now that we've enabled the Admin Access Tool, you can see the next steps down below. It says you need to access 10.0.0.1 with an internet browser. I'll do that on my laptop, so we'll get to that in a second. It also says you need to log in with admin as the username and then your password. This actually got pretty tricky for me, but we'll deal with that in a minute once we get to the steps on my laptop. For now, we'll hit save, and then we'll jump over to my laptop to continue the steps. All right, here we are on my laptop. We need to open up an internet browser, so I'll open Google Chrome. From here, we need to go to that IP address, that 10.0.0.1. So let's do that now. HTTP 10.0.0.1. And here's where I actually ran into some trouble. In the actual Xfinity app, it said to log in with username admin, but it says then log in with your password. I looked online. A lot of people said that the password is password, but when I typed that in, you'll see username or password is incorrect. So I had some trouble with this, trying to figure out what this actual password is supposed to be. And the answer is actually on the bottom of your Xfinity Gateway itself. There's an informational sticker that gives the default password for the Wi-Fi network of the gateway, but that's the same password that I was able to use to access these advanced admin tool settings. I'll post a picture of what that looks like so you can see where to find that information. It's literally right here on the bottom of the device, and the password for me is advice5309bread. This will be different for everybody based upon the default password that's on their sticker. So don't try to use my password. You have to look at your actual device and see what that password is for your device. For now, I'll type in admin as the username, and then I'll type in the password that was on the bottom of my Xfinity Gateway to get to the homepage of the advanced settings. Now that we're in the advanced settings, I'd love to see in the comments section if you had the same problems that I did accessing these. I literally had to perform a factory reset of my Xfinity Gateway because I got locked out of the device. I gave it multiple tries. This was a headache for me, and there was not great documentation online. So let me know if this is the same problem that you are having. But now that you're in the advanced settings, you'll have access to a lot more advanced features when it comes to your Xfinity Gateway. For example, it shows right here, it shows you which devices are connected to your gateway. You can enable bridge mode, which allows you to use your own router with your Xfinity Gateway that you're renting from Xfinity. This is something I'll cover in another video, so I'll link to that down below once that video is created. Other things you can look at here. In the firewall settings, you can change the security settings and how strict the firewall of your Xfinity Gateway is. So that's useful if you have less risk tolerance when it comes to your internet security. On top of that, you can go into parental controls. What you can do is you can block certain keywords or specific websites that you don't want people on your home network accessing. There's just a whole lot you can do here, so I advise you play around, take a look at what all these advanced settings can do because it gives you a lot more control over your home network. Another thing you might be interested in as well is if you're hosting a game server out of your home network, you'll want to assign it with a static IP address. You can do that with devices here. You can add a device with a reserved IP address, and then you implement port forwarding for that device. There's just a whole lot more you can do here that you can't do through the Xfinity app, so everybody should know how to access this admin tool. Now that you have access to the admin tool settings, if there's a more advanced configuration that you would like to make to your home network, and you'd like me to detail that in another video, just let me know and I'll put that together for you so you have a good reference to use. As always, thanks for checking out this episode from Network from Home, and we'll catch you on the next one.